It's no secret student athletes have been thrown a curveball this year with coronavirus lockdowns, cancellations, and postponed games. Avery Clark is one of those players that's been through it all in 2020 and then some. What she thought was a typical softball injury turned out to be much more than she expected. Avery Clark grew up on the diamond.
Oh! My brother always played baseball, so I was always at the field with him.
With afternoons spent at the ball field with her dad, hitting and fielding, Avery fell in love with softball.
The competitiveness. I'm competitive, and I love the drive, like to get better and be better.
Her senior year was off to a great start. She had just committed to Seminole State and started fall season.
We moved like positions around, and I moved to third base this year and instead of outfield, and I mean, it was going really good.
But then Avery was thrown the biggest curveball of her career.
I just had, pain in my arm. It wasn't really anything I was concerned about because I wanted to keep playing. I didn't really care about the pain, It wasn't a big deal to me. And I went to an orthopedic doctor because I thought I just tore it.
But Avery's 2 MRIs revealed a much different result than what she expected.
It came back as a rare form of non-Hodgkin's.
A type of cancer that affects the lymph nodes and immune system. And a diagnosis the Clarks were shocked to hear.
I never even thought it would be cancer. It didn't ever cross my mind.
You never wish this on any child, especially your own. And to hear that news and knowing, she has her whole life ahead of her, you're just devastated.
It was just like surreal, I guess, because, I'm only 18, so I didn't really think like in my life I would have this until maybe later. It's just not something that you think about, but it's definitely scary at first.
Avery was in the midst of her final basketball season when she started chemo. And even though the treatments took a toll on her, she refused to stop playing.
It was my senior season, and I wasn't gonna miss it because it was my last time playing basketball. And I didn't really want to let my team down because, I owe a lot to them, and they were there for me through everything.
Every 3 weeks, from March until May, Avery went through treatment after treatment after treatment alone due to the coronavirus pandemic.
I'm a very independent woman. But when it comes to this, I definitely would have liked someone to be there with me. It definitely took a toll on my body. I don't think trying to get back to where I was from now, it's really hard. It took a lot on my body.
What was the hardest part of the process once you found out your diagnosis?
I'd say cutting my hair. That was probably the hardest thing for me because I had really curly hair. So yeah, that was probably the hardest thing by far out of everything.
And then June 5th, you received some news.
That was the best day of my life. I've been waiting to hear that.
Avery was cancer-free.
At that moment, I wasn't thinking of anything. I was just so excited and so happy.
She took it in stride, especially with everything that she had to deal with her senior year of high school, and then going through this also. So, I mean, I know she can get through anything now that comes her way. So, it just made me very proud of her. So.
She always had a smile on her face. I mean, regardless on what it was, sitting in chemo, having her signs, that she would display all over Facebook, but she'd always have a smile on her face. Me as a parent, I was always looking at it going, how can you be smiling? So it just goes to show you how strong she is.
In the weeks since, Avery has returned to the diamond with her dad, hitting and fielding, getting ready for her Seminole career with a renewed outlook.
I think that it makes me even want to work harder because, you know, that could be my last game, it could be my last practice, you just never know. And, you know, if I want to go out, I'm going to go out with a bang.
Now, Avery still has to go through checkups every 3 months for the next 2 years, but she says she feels extremely blessed to be back on the diamond with her teammates, getting ready for her freshman season at Seminole.